All right, hello and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I filmed, but I'm pretty excited about today because I have bagel bites, just the regular pepperoni and cheese, and I also have some ranch back here to dip it in. And then I have cream puffs and old-fashioned glazed donuts. I've been craving cream puffs for like a really long time, so I'm very excited to eat them. The bagel bites just came out of the oven though, so they're gonna be like really hot. So I'm gonna start with the cream puffs. These are just the ones that you get from like the freezer section. And then you let them thaw, and it's kind of like there's ice cream in the center. My dad used to get these all the time as like our special snack, and my sister and him and I would eat these like the whole thing. I think there's only 30 in a container, but we would go through them in the span of one night. I left 4 of these in the box, so it's not the whole box. This is just water and Mio, sparkling water. Okay, I'm gonna try one of these now. So much better when you do them in the oven. So today I want to talk about horrible experiences that I've had at the gym, with men in particular. I think I'm going to tell it chronologically. That way I don't leave one out. I think I have like 4 stories. Yeah, 4. So my first story happened a couple years ago, and I was at a gym that I don't usually go to, so I didn't really know any of the people there, but I was still trying to get my workout in. So I think I had been going to this gym for like a month at this point. And you kind of notice like when people are looking at you at the gym and you try to mind your own business, but I was over on the treadmill on this particular day, and I can't remember if I actually did any weightlifting or if it was just cardio, but I either did the cardio last or I only did cardio because I remember leaving from the treadmill directly to go back, and I was within walking distance of where I was staying. And I had this one guy, by the time I was almost back to my room, this one guy is like yelling at me to ask me to slow down, and I had my headphones in so I didn't really hear him. And it was like by chance that I heard somebody yelling, so I took them off to turn around and see. And this guy stops me, and I thought maybe I forgot something at the gym, or I forgot like my water bottle or my wallet or something. And he goes, "Hey, I meant to catch you before you left, but I was wondering if I could have your Instagram." And I think to some people this could be flattering, but it was the fact that he ran after me and followed me almost back to the place where I was staying. Because it was probably 3/4 of a mile from the gym. So that was a little bit weird for him to follow me and ask for my Instagram. Then I was like, just kind of being nice, I guess. I was like, oh yeah, sure, like whatever, you can follow me. And then he proceeds to ask for like my Snapchat and ask if he could have my number and stuff. I gave him my Snapchat, but I was like, no, I don't want to give you my number. And then I start getting messages from him, and then I had to let him down slowly or easily or whatever, and eventually faded out and he stopped talking to me, but he still like follows me and likes all my posts and stuff. So that was the first story. The next story happened at that same gym, and it was, I think, maybe 5 days after the last guy. The second one was a little more weird because I got a request on my Instagram. My Instagram is secret, so you have to request to send me a message. And so I got a message request, and I looked at it, and it was somebody, he said something like, "I don't want to catch you taking my gym equipment again," or something like that. And I was just like, I think you have the wrong person. And he's like, "No, you were at the gym today at this time, and you were on this machine." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that was me. I'm sorry, I didn't see that you were trying to use that machine. Like, I didn't know your stuff was at it." He's like, "No, it wasn't, but I was walking over to the machine when you went there." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "But I saw you staring at me the entire time I was working out, so I figured I'd hit you up." And I was like, "What?" Like, I had no idea who you were. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you do. I was standing right behind you when you were doing this workout." And I was like, "I was looking at myself in the mirror, and you may have been standing behind me, but I'm sorry that if you felt uncomfortable that I," he's like, No, I just saw you checking me out. You can deny it all you want." And I was like, okay. And then I kind of started thinking about it, and I was like, wait, how did this guy get my name? Because he only saw me at the gym. I had no idea who he was, complete stranger. And he found my name on Instagram and then requested to send me a message. So I asked him, I was like, "Hey, how'd you get my name?" And he was like, "Oh, wouldn't you like to know?" I'm like, "Yeah. That's why I asked you." And I asked if he was friends with this one guy, and he's like, "Oh, you know him?" So I said, "Yeah. He asked for my Instagram like a couple days ago." He's like, "Oh, I don't really talk to him much, but I've heard his name around." So I'm thinking that this guy is friends with the first guy who asked for my Instagram, and that was kind of where I put the whole mystery to rest. But then I was talking to one of my friends who I also worked with, and he was like, "Show me the Instagram of this guy." So I showed him pictures, and he goes, "Isn't this one of those guys that works at the checkpoint?" I said, I don't know, because for where I work, we had to check in with our IDs and scan them and then go through. And there's like guards there, and he said, "Yeah, I think he's one of those guards." So I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "He probably saw your name on your ID when you were scanning it, and then found you on Instagram. I was like, no, that's really creepy. Like, why would he look that closely at my name? Why would he find me outside of the gym, look at my name as I was going through the checkpoint, and then request me? That's just like super creepy. I was like, I think he has to be friends with this guy. He said, no, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And so whether or not that's what happened or he was actually friends with the guy, I don't know. He never actually told me, but I stopped talking to him as well because one, I didn't want to talk to him in the first place. I was just trying to figure out how he knew me and how he got my name, but whatever. So that one was creepy also. I say also, the first one wasn't really creepy. It was just, well, no, it was because he kind of followed me back to where he followed me for a very long time, so. My mom never bought these for us when we were younger. We always got pizza rolls or what she got, but my friends always had these, and I remember it was just such a treat to have them because bagels are one of my favorite foods. I just like carbs. But I feel like 9 of these isn't really enough for a meal. I don't think that 9 of these equates to like even 2 pieces of pizza. Maybe it does. Those little French bread pizzas are really good too. I'm not sure if the French bread ones are made by Red Baron or if that's just those little circular ones. The Red Baron pizzas are good too, but those French bread ones, you have to put them in the oven though, or else they don't taste the same. Same thing with Dino chicken nuggets. I think I'll try a donut now. They're just the old-fashioned with the glaze. I just got them from the grocery store. The donut shop in our town shut down about a year ago, so that was kind of disheartening. Now we only have, the closest one is 20 minutes away, so we can only get them from the grocery stores, but it's a donut, so I'm not complaining. I had the blueberry ones last time. I love blueberry donuts. Those are like my favorite, I think. Especially Dunkin' Donuts. So the next story happened at, well, the next 2 stories actually happened at my regular gym. And the second to last experience I had happened a little less than a year ago. And I was at the gym working out with one of my friends. And we were using the hack squat machine, so we were just swapping on and off for sets. And it was a really full room, and this room where they have where they have the squat machines and the squat racks and the leg curl is really small for the amount of equipment that they have in there. And this was before the whole COVID thing, so there wasn't any restrictions on how many people could be in a room, so it was packed. And there were these two guys who were standing behind me. So there's mirrors on both sides of both of the walls following all the way down. And they were like directly behind me if I was looking in the mirror. And my one friend was standing off to the side and I had my music in and was working through my set. And he goes, "Those guys behind you are really staring at you and it's making me uncomfortable." And so I look and I was like, "Oh yeah, they're staring, but that's just what guys do and it makes you uncomfortable. This is why we need all women's gyms. Why we need to normalize all women gyms." But it wasn't a big deal. I shook it off. Happens all the time. I just want to get my workout done and get out. And then these guys start talking really loudly to the point where I could hear them through my music. So you know that everybody else in the room can hear them because once again it's a small room and some people weren't even wearing earbuds. And they start saying things like, they were talking directly about me because they were looking at me and they were standing kind of like, almost like a movie when somebody's standing there and you know that they're talking about you looking at you. And they're like, "Yeah, I love it when a white girl has a black girl's ass." And they were looking at me and then they catcalled me by whistling and looking directly at me while saying this. So my friend got really mad and he wanted to go over there and say something, but I was like, "No, that's fine, let's just leave," because that was about our last workout anyway. So we just left the gym at that point and whatever. The last one happened rather recently, and this one I don't feel was really that big of a deal. It just made me feel uncomfortable. But I was leaving the gym, and this guy is walking out behind me, kind of, I would say probably 12 feet behind me, so he was pretty staggered. And I had just taken my earbuds out, so I had them out I got to the parking lot. I wasn't listening to music, but I just like to do that so people don't really talk to me if I see them, know them coming in. Whatever. You guys probably do it too. And I had just taken them out because I was almost to my car. And this guy goes, excuse me. And so I stop and I turn around. And this guy goes, "I don't want to sound like a creep," which is usually when you know that a guy is going to sound like a creep. And then he said, "But you're looking good," and then gave me a thumbs up. And I feel like that's okay coming from another girl that you know, or maybe a girl that you don't know says, "I like your outfit." But for I didn't tell you this, but he was an older man, like older, and just, you already know if you're a girl that people are looking at you in the gym and it's already kind of awkward and you can see people staring and you're just trying to do your workout and you just want to leave and get your workout over. But it makes it worse when one of those people is old and has a creepy vibe, stops you and says you're looking good and then gives you a thumbs up. Especially since I was in like, I wasn't even in my B team outfit. It was like my C team or D team outfit. Like, it was not anything flattering, and it was an old sweatshirt, and it was like the day of laundry day where I had to find something to wear because I had nothing left. So, you're just being creepy. So that's why I'm trying to build my own gym, because I just don't want to deal with the real gym, and I can do my workouts at home with my own equipment, get it done whatever time of the day I want to because it's always there, don't have to worry about creepy people. So yeah, should be good. But I did order a squat cage and like a bench off of Amazon, and it never got delivered, so then they refunded me, so that kind of sucks because I was waiting for probably a month and a half on that. So it's gonna be about another month and a half until that comes in, but what are you gonna do? All right, so I'm definitely full and going to end the video here, but thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Is you sleepy? Okay.